At this point, Sony can suck an egg. I'm so over hearing about Sony and their crying, whiny ways. This isn't the Sony of years ago where, at least you kind of respected them under Jack Tretton. And, Sean Layden, I think, did some really good things for Sony. And now it's like, I don't know, the things that you used to get excited about for PlayStation, at least for me, honestly, just aren't that big a deal anymore, and it's super unfortunate because they're not happening. Like, look, E3 might be kind of irrelevant, but under Sean Layden, we had some at least big E3 moments, and the exposure of that I thought was fantastic. We all remember like Flute Guy and some of those big reveals that they had. They had some great E3 showings, and now under the guy they got now, Jim Ryan. It's like they don't communicate with fans at all. Like, I love VR, but it seems like they're just stealth launching PlayStation VR 2. They held no kind of marketing for it. You might see like something on YouTube or something but literally there should be a marketing blitz. There should be a showcase where they're showing off all the games and the features and all that kind of stuff. It's like they did all that stuff in a blog post or whatever. Like, to me, they're dropping this thing off to kind of die. And I don't mean that they're not going to, support it or allow games to be developed. I mean, they're going to do what they did with the first one, which I love the first one. I've got almost 80 games on the first one. But what they did was, after about a year or so, they stopped developing first-party software for it, and it was really just kind of left out there for third parties and indies, and that's kind of what happened. And now we're seeing, some bad news for Microsoft on top of more bad news, and it's kind of unfortunate. I do hope that some of this stuff changes before too long. But yeah, it just goes to show you that things are always kind of in flux. I just, the way Sony has gone about their business with this whole Activision thing has been annoying. And now we have other companies kind of jumping on. It's just looking worse and worse as time goes on. I want to get into it, though. What's up, everybody? Crap Gamer here with Crap Gamer Reviews. Back with another video. Please hit the like button. I'm looking to get 100 likes on all the videos that I do. I know it's a very small goal, but one that I'm looking forward to hitting nonetheless. Now, according to this, and as we know, there's a lot of pushback on the whole merger front, and people are tired of hearing about it, but it looks like 3 Xbox rivals actually complained as well that Activision Blizzard merger would harm competition. 2 are not concerned, and the third says it's too early to say. The UK regulator has summarized 6 meetings it held with Xbox rivals as part of the investigation into the proposed Activision Blizzard acquisition. The 6 companies are either an existing competitor or a potential competitor in console gaming services or cloud services, the CMA explained. Out of those 6 companies, half of them believe that if Microsoft was to complete its acquisition, it would harm competition, while 2 companies didn't believe it would cause harm, while a third said it was too early to make the call. There was one company that believed that Call of Duty is a driver of console purchase decisions, and that Call of Duty players are sensitive to lower quality versions on other devices. They also cited that Microsoft's decision to make Bethesda content exclusive to Xbox platforms has proof that the company is likely to do the same here, and that's exactly what PlayStation was saying, despite the fact that Microsoft was very upfront, saying that they were going to plan on keeping it pretty much the legacy titles could be multi-plat, but new stuff would be exclusive. Like, why would it make any sense in the world to not make it any exclusive whatsoever? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense why a company would do that. Of course there's going to be some exclusives there. Tell me, outside of Bungie, what studios has Sony bought that they didn't get exclusives from? Right? Some of the companies noted that multi-game subscription services are becoming popular, while one of them believes that Microsoft is already dominant in this space. Now, the majority of companies described game streaming as a kind of a niche market, and the success will depend on issues such as latency, bandwidth, and infrastructure. And the report stated that some of these third parties expressed confidence that these problems will be solved, that the cloud gaming will become a meaningful market, while others characterize cloud gaming as already technically viable and an existing market. Well, listen, I've been anti-game streaming for a very long time right now. I think everybody kind of knows this about me. I just think that, people assumed, oh, well, we stream our movies and our shows and our music. Why not our games? Well, the thing being there is, when you stream those things, it doesn't require one-to-one movements, and you're not playing multiplayer and things like that. So right away, you see sort of a difference here, and you know, it can be a big difference. It's like playing a console that's potentially hundreds of miles away on a corded, you know, controller, and like I said, hundreds of miles away. That's not a great thing. I've tried it multiple times on multiple connections, even when I've had over 100 megabytes download speed. I've tried it, and it has never worked, other than looking very pixelated and like flip booky. So yeah, like I you know, just look at Stadia, look at all these places that kind of closed down and gave up on that. Even Sony, you know, was like, you know. So, you know, as far as I could tell, I've always thought that it's a very niche kind of thing, and that it was never going to be a big deal. You know, and it's turning out to be pretty much that. Now, 5 of the companies identified AAA content as an important element in the success of cloud gaming. Some of these companies specifically highlighted the importance of Activision content, and one company argued that a new cloud gaming service would struggle without Activision's games. Finally, 2 companies discussed Microsoft's wider portfolios, including Windows OS, Azure, Xbox, and Game Pass, and expressed concerns about the impacts on competition if Activision Blizzard games were added to this lineup. But again, Microsoft has already promised 10 plus years of parity content on everything. So, you know, we'll have to see what happens with this. But, you know, again, I always think that it's just one of those things that we continue to see Sony kind of spearhead this negativity. And I think that some of these companies maybe feel that if they don't jump in on this, that, you know, maybe there could be some kind of unhealthy working relationship with Sony in the future. Like I think that if this deal does fall through, Microsoft will probably already has, you know, multiple kind of ideas to do things beyond this move, and you know, I do foresee them kind of doing that before too long. So I hope to see them, you know, get this deal to go through. They need a constant influx of games. That's just something that, you know, that they need. You know, that they're running the service that they're running. That's what they need to kind of compete. And I hope that they get that before too long. And I know a lot of people are kind of feeling the same way that I am on this. And it's like kind of a thing that pisses me off that Sony feels like they're, you know, able to do these other things and get away with doing things that Microsoft can't. And that's the thing that kind of irks me kind of beyond belief and gets me pissed off. But I would love to hear what you guys think. Please sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. If you like the video, please, you know, share it. Tell me what kind of content you'd like to see. You can hit me up on Xbox or whatever. I'd appreciate it, or Twitter. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.